A Trip to Woodland, retold by Jane and Sarah Brierley. Illustrations by Tony Wolff. The Forest Fire. Summer had come, and the great flood was just a distant memory. "Dry, very dry," said Crocus one day, looking up at the trees. "A nasty state of affairs." Not a drop of rain had fallen for weeks. The springs had dried up, and the heat was becoming more unbearable with its passing day. "We must keep a sharp lookout," warned Clover. "All it takes is a tiny spark in the dry grass." Each day and all night, a gnome and one of the woodland folk stood guard on the watchtower. Late one night, Hamster, who was on duty, saw something like a shadow blotting out the stars on the horizon. Hamster took another look, and his fur stood on end. Smoke? Something red lit up through the dark. "Fire! Help! Fire!" shrieked Hamster, swinging on the alarm bell. In a flash, the gnomes and woodland folk had gathered. At first, there was a lot of confusion. "Spades, saws, axes, buckets!" shouted a gnome. "Who'll pull the fire engine?" asked another. "We'll take care of that," said Badger and Boar. "Who will carry the empty buckets?" "We will," chorused the tortoises, whizzing up on their scooters. Desperately, the animals began digging a trench, while the gnomes formed a water-carrying brigade, slinging full buckets from hand to hand. "Faster! Faster!" The fire engine raced up and prepared to spray water onto the flames. Sparks were flying everywhere. Just at that moment, the sound of wings was heard. "Hooray! The firefighting squadron!" 5 large mallard ducks appeared above the burning trees. Carrying a big tin of water slung around its neck. The brave ducks skimmed low over the flames, then flew back to the mill pond for more water. On the ground, the gnomes and animals worked harder than ever. The flames roared and crackled, but couldn't get past the trench. At last, the flames began to flicker and die. "Keep at it! We're winning!" shouted Crocus. When morning dawned, the flames had gone out. But what a sad sight! The village was saved, but the precious forest had almost disappeared. The tired gnomes and animals returned to their homes, thankful that at least this had been spared. As they walked, faces sooty, fur sing, they felt something cool. Despite the terrible night they had just been through, big smiles spread over their upturned faces. "Rain! Rain! Rain! Rain!"